Good morning. I'm Ken Tanner. I will be your facilitator for today. Lucky you. First off, if you have your cell phone with you, make sure it's silenced, however you wish to do that. We'd have several announcements coming up today. If you have an announcement or a joy or sorrow to be read a little bit later, please fill out the forms in the back, and someone hopefully will get those up to me to be read at the appropriate time. I'd like to quote the late Fred Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is.
And I'd like to welcome everybody here in person, and for our neighbors on Zoom who, for one reason or another, couldn't join us today. And if you are willing and able, please wish them hello and welcome. If you're new here, I don't know if I see any new faces out there or not, but
I saw a couple.
okay. Please ask anyone here how to access our website. If we don't know, we'll find out for you. And how to get involved in our activities. If you'd like to receive our newsletter, please give us your email address, and we'll make sure you get put on the list to receive that on a weekly basis as well. Since this is the first Sunday of the month, I'd like to recognize everybody that has a birthday this month. Anybody would like to venture and tell us if they have a birthday? I noticed I saw a lot of cards back there to sign, so there's quite a few.
Can we sing happy birthday? Oh, yeah. Pat's on leave here.
Yeah, okay. Pat's not have one this year.
Okay, let's sing it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy birthday to you. Very good, I think. We do have some announcements. Free Thinkers, as usual, will be meeting at 1 p.m. today. Sunday Services Committee will hold their monthly meeting at 1 p.m. this Tuesday, February the 3rd. All who are interested in creating worship for Sky Island are invited to attend. There is a Zoom link in our newsletter if you wish to attend remotely. Tina will have office hours this Tuesday, February the 3rd. You may reach out to her by phone, text, or email to set up a meeting time so that you don't have to wait. You will want to catch her from noon to 1 as she has the Sunday Services Committee meeting at 1 after that. Obviously, she can meet you at a different time or day if you would like to call and make an appointment with her in advance. Truly Mindful Tuesday meditation will meet this Tuesday, February 3rd at 11 a.m. Care teams will hold their next meeting on Wednesday, February 4th at 2:45 p.m. Several people have worked to divide all friends and members of Sky Island into geographically determined care groups and are brainstorming other ways we could provide support. For example, if you would like to have a call buddy, someone who checks up with you and you with them each day by phone, please let Reverend Tina know. This one must be an important one because Tina had this written down, and I also got one from Wally about the same subject. On Sunday, save the date, the 2026 read-in will be Sunday, February 15th, 2026, starting at 3 p.m. The theme is Turning Pages, Keeping History, Reading to Preserve the Black Experience. Join St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church and the National Council of Teachers for Sierra Vista's 2026 17th Annual Read-In, a celebration of literacy, culture, and community. This year's event highlights the importance of reading as a way to preserve the stories, voices, and legacies that define the Black experience. Organizers are placing strong focus on youth involvement, encouraging young participants to connect with books and stories that celebrate identity, empowerment, and heritage. Save the date and stay tuned for participation details. Together we will make this year's read-in the most dynamic yet. And I don't know if I got everything that was on Wally's. I think he covered basically the same thing. At the St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church is at 227 North Carmichael in Sierra Vista. And there's an event flyer. I saw him putting it up on the bulletin board out there when he came in, which out in the community room if you'd like more information. The first Friday hike will be this Friday at 9 a.m. We're going to the remains of a 1776 Spanish fort that overlooks the San Pedro River. I saw the name of it. I can't remember. Terranate. Okay. Okay. This hike will be a level 3 miles of easy walking. See Molly if you have any questions. But that'll be this Friday at 9 a.m. Don't come at 3. It'll be over.
Oh, maybe.
Julia Gregson, announcement. Good Company Group will meets Mondays from 11 to 12. And is that here?
Yes, that's here, and it's just, it was inspired by the epidemic of loneliness and isolation that has struck our country. And it's a chance to chat and meet with people, and yeah. So that's to be here at 11 on Monday.
So that's an opportunity to meet and connect for you people on Zoom who cannot hear without the mic. No, it's okay.
Joyce Underwood. Let's see.
It's Steve Martin's.
Steve Martin's meteor shower opens Friday, September 7th.
February 7th.
Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 3 p.m. and through the 22nd. Probably not for children, it says.
Good to know.
Oh, Sierra Vista Community Theater, sorry.
And that's located, is that the one in the mall?
That's the one in the mall.
Okay.
Okay.
Sierra Vista Community Theater in the mall.
Okay, very good. Heather Borman says she brought a copy of The Parable of the Sower by Octavia Spencer?
Butler.
Butler, okay. For folks to look at, Matthew mentioned this when he was last year doing the service. It will be on the table as you by the sign-up sheets out in the community room. Let's see, that's a Jordan Sorrow.
Before we go to Ricky.
Okay.
Second to last announcement will be an audience participation one. We are having a big divide forming in this church. There are people who want to sit during songs and people who want to stand. So raise your hand if you want to stand. Well, that seems pretty good. If you want to stand, we think you should be over on this side here. I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
And then
over here and
either be in the choir, and then the sitters over here, because there are more of you. Yeah, you can. I mean, especially if you're on the edge and no one's behind you, Howard, if you want to stand, I don't think Lior is going to mind. Yeah. Oh, look, she. Thank you. Thank you for participating. So anyway.
Can we arrange ourselves right now?
Only if you want to, and only if it really matters to you. Otherwise, so, I mean, since the choir's here, it makes sense to have standers over here and sitters over there. Yeah, because the choir's, yeah, because standers are already here, since the choir normally does. Okay, thank you. It makes sense. Some people want to be able to read the lyrics, which is hard to do if you're standing. Some people want to really be able to belt it out and move, which is hard. Well, you can do when you're sitting, but probably easier when you're standing. And yes.
Another announcement.
Oh, yes. Almost. Our last hymn is a video, and everyone who wants to can stand and dance, because there's just one line that I'll show you, and I'll point at it whenever it's time to sing it, and you don't have to see it. It's really small and easy to know. And I'm letting you know right now what it is. There's room at the table for everyone, okay? We'll just keep repeating that throughout worship. And then, all right, what is your announcement? Oh, yes, I meant to put that in. Yes, next Sunday at noon, we'll come back in here. Anyone interested in learning about Unitarian Universalism or this church, interested maybe in joining, if you come, that doesn't mean we'll make you join, but if you just want to know, last time we had a really interesting mix of longtime members and new people. It would be good to have a few longtime members. Maybe 17 people was a lot, but if you're interested, it will be here at noon, and we'll remind you next Sunday as well.
Okay, that's pretty much all the announcements I had up here. Are there any more announcements in the back?
Ricky.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a
We're-
couple back here.
Oh, can someone give a mic?
That's easy one.
Oh, Ricky, you don't want to come up? Okay, fine. It would be good to see your face.
Okay.
Ricky
Yeah,
is
Ricky Martin. will
Doing
be-
something amazing for this church, and we're going to have a party thanks to Ricky. So, yeah.
Okay, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Ricky Martin, and I'm a longtime member, although I don't come that often, more often than I really should. I have volunteered to run the pledge campaign this year, and this year we will be having bingo. One of our members has graciously donated a gift card for the first 10 members who turn in your pledge cards. You will be entered into a pot, and one person will win that. And to get the pledge campaign off on the right foot, we're going to have a pledge kickoff party, and that is February 15th. So be sure to be here. It is a partially catered affair with a Southern theme, so Southern food. We also ask, if you are so inclined, if you come, would you bring a salad or a dessert? Everything else is taken care of. And it's a bring your own bottle if you care to imbibe. Otherwise, we'll have sweet tea and water. I hope to see you all there, especially those people who are on Zoom. If you could come to the party and show that, what we've missed, you. Besides the great food, we're going to have DJ Tricks come in and rock us with music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So bring your dance shoes and your wallet and celebrate our 2026 pledge. So thank you. It is right after service, so it will be at 11 o'clock. So, no, 11
The
o'clock.
service is going to be short that day. You did carve out some service,
Yeah.
but we also wanted to have party, so.
So the dancing and DJ will be in this room, and the food will be in the other room. So again, the bingo, when you receive your pledge card, it will have a number on it. When you turn it in, there will be a star or a heart put over your number, and then we'll see how many people pledge. The pledge cards will be handed out at the party. So, thank you. And this will be up for everyone to see once people start turning them in.
Very good. Thank you, Ricky.
Dan,
Yes.
I just want to emphasize that the reason I said you would see Parable of the Sower is because it's a graphic novel.
Okay.
Thank you.
As we light our chalice, please hear these words from Reverend Ian Riddle, minister of the UU Church of the Desert in Rancho Mirage, California. Come one, come all. Come with your missing pieces and your extra screws. Come with your hard edges and your soft spots. Come with your bowed heads and upright spines. Come all, you flamboyant and drab, verbose and quiet, fidgeting and lethargic. All you with large vision and tender hearts, all you with small courage and tender fears. Bring your lisp and your stutter and your song. Bring your gravel and your drawl and your lilt. Bring your anger and your joy and your righteous indignation. Misfits and conformists and everyone in between. Come into this space and be welcome. Bring who you are. Bring where you've traveled. Bring what you long for, and let us worship together. I hope this doesn't divide the church and they think that this is the only group that has standing.
That's really good. So, I adapted a story for all, a reflection for all, from children to us adults. And it's by the Reverend Molly Hausch Gordon. So this is I want you all to think about this, and I'm going to show you some pictures. Have you ever looked at a door and wondered what was behind it? So in the next slide, I look at that and have some questions. Does anyone here wonder what's behind there? And what do you wonder? You don't care. Bruce doesn't care. I kind of like the fact the doors are so close to each other, but they're obviously two different houses or households, right? How are they different one from the other? And why? Yeah, probably reversed image, exactly. But why are they so close, too? So you can hear your neighbor clomping home at night, right? Banging open the door. Someone yelling on his door. I wonder what you would see when you open them. A table for gathering your things, a mat for your feet, an umbrella stand. I think this is from Dublin, so maybe an umbrella stand. Maybe a pint, a welcoming pint. All right, the next slide. This one I really wondered about. How do you even open it? And what's that little bit on the side? Is that a window that's separate? And when you go, you have to be pretty skinny, I think. And when you go inside, are you going to find a house full of, I don't know, stone furniture or old furniture, or a warehouse full of dusty sacks? What do you think you might find? Yeah. And the next one, oh yeah, I like this one because on the outside, it's kind of looks like my house. I have some dying plants outside. And I'm wondering, when you go through out back, is there a garden also like mine with some green plants and the rest dying because, I've been away and it's that time of year. What's it like inside there, I wonder? I love the shape of the door. And sorry. How many of you have read the Narnia series by C.S. Lewis? Now, I think my favorite moment is in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Lucy Pevensey is the youngest of 4 kids. They're staying with their great uncle during World War II out in the countryside, and they're playing hide and seek. And she jumps into this wardrobe. She's in a really strange room that just has this wardrobe in it. So she jumps behind the wardrobe door, and she starts going through these rough coats, and she starts to realize they're cold and snowy. And the fur of the coats is turning into fur of an evergreen, and suddenly she's out on a snowy day in the middle of a whole new world. How often do we open a door and end up somewhere new? Probably more often than we think about it. We go to the doctor and everything's changed, for good or bad or up in the air. As a kid, we were called to the principal's office. Sometimes we were yelled at. Sometimes the principal got us and decided to give us something more exciting to do. That's an aspiration. We go through doors all the time. We have to be brave, and we have to see what's beyond them and be open to that. Personally, I would love to go through that wardrobe, but there are other ways we go into new worlds and try new things. And that's a flip side to hospitality in a way. We have to be willing to take on the new and the different and the strange, to be hospitable. More on that later. Thank you.
We are a caring congregation and share what gives us joy and that what weighs heavily on our hearts. I will read the joys and sorrows I have. I've only got one up here. Are there any more in the back? Okay. This is from Judy Riddle. It's a family thank you card for an appreciation for assistance. And this is from the Atherholt family. We greatly appreciate the help we received during our time of need. It helped so much during our stressful time and made things easier. So thank you, Carolyn Atherholt and
Brenda.
Brenda Atherholt.
This was through the EAF, and Judy got them in touch with us. I think that's the first time we've had an actual thank you card, so that's
Very
lovely.
nice.
Nice family. Thank you, Judy.
You have anything on Zoom?
Oh, let me see. I haven't seen anything. Let me check. Okay, no conversation about Zoom, pledge cards. That's it
Okay.
on Zoom.
I will add a few stones for joys and sorrows said and those that haven't been said.
So as we come into this time, into this message, just want you to take a deep breath in and out at your pace, to be here, to be present now. And I invite you to think of a time you were lost, confused, abandoned, and someone actually stepped up and helped. Maybe your car was broken down by the side of the road, your tire blew out, and after a long wait, a policewoman came with flares to protect you, or someone came and helped you with a jack to get your car up. Maybe you were shopping and you ran out of money, just that last little coin, and someone behind you stepped up, or even the cashier themselves put cash in for you. Or maybe you've gone through one of those doors into a new country, or even just different part of our county, and you're wandering some new streets lost. and someone tries to help you, and they eventually just walk you there. Has that ever happened to you? There's so many ways that we can feel strange, adrift, and people step up to receive us. That is receiving hospitality in a way. Hospice comes from Latin. It means both guest and host, sort of the interplay between both. The words hospital, hospice, hostel, hotel, all come from that, from a place where guests are protected, welcomed, cared for in some way. This month we're looking at radical hospitality. What does that look like? What does that feel like? How do we receive it when it's offered to us? And there is a passage at the end of the letter written to the Hebrews, possibly by Paul in the New Testament, in the Bible. At the end, the writer is giving a list of things to do to increase human love. And the first one the writer says is, do not forget to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. I use the King James Version not because it's probably the best translation, the most accurate, but it's the one we know and love. And I love that image of entertaining angels unawares. The next line is about visiting people in prison and imagining you're also in prison with them. These are acts of ways to keep community alive and hospitable. But as Unitarian Universalists, how do we entertain angels? Some of us may have some understanding of a supernatural being that's huge and multicolored and terrifying, as described in the Bible. Some of us might have cute little angels that look more like cherubs or something we'd have on Valentine's Day. I suspect most of us don't really think much about angels and what they are and how they show up. They do show up multiple times in the Bible. You know, the story of Abraham and Sarah, they want to have a baby, and Sarah is ancient. And one day some men appear, and Abraham is really generous. He brings them water and food multiple times, and then they leave them with a parting gift saying, she really will have a baby. She really will. And there's also other instances where we know angels show up to tell Mary and Joseph things. The word angel comes from angelou, or angeloi. That's the plural. Angelo means to pronounce, and angelos, plural angeloi, are announcers. They're messengers. They bring word. They don't actually have to be supernatural. They just come and bear something from the divine. Now again, how many of us, some of us may have had an experience. A woman in my church in Tombstone, which was more Christian, did have an experience one day where a woman came and knocked on her door, received water from her, helped her read the Bible, and when she opened the door after the woman left to thank her, she had disappeared. So that was her angel. Right? But I don't know, how many of us, I don't know, I won't even ask, because if you had, you might be embarrassed to admit it. But how do we have messengers or a message that comes from beyond that might be supernatural? Well, I think we do think about the transcendent, the unexplained, something larger than ourselves, something maybe deep within us that unites us to other people, like love. What messages of love, of the sacred, of something larger, can we get if we entertain strangers? I think many of us have had that experience, where you were the one who stopped, gave aid, gave directions. Several people I know have taken a family somewhere because they got lost. And they didn't come home, and they didn't come home because the family gave them a party at the other end, right? How often have we reached out to someone different or strange and received back new wisdom, an opening of our heart, a lesson in compassion, maybe patience, overcoming annoyance, dealing with anger? We often get something. We get some message from something larger when we participate in that. And it is in many, many faiths that it is very important to entertain strangers. Whether or not you receive a gift, it is very important. Any faith based in the Middle East, any faith based in arid climates, believes in welcoming in the stranger, offering them water, because what would happen if you were on the road in between spots and you did not receive? For millennia, human beings have touted this and valued this. And right now, I believe, you may disagree with me, we are seeing a time of deep inhospitality. And in hospitality, people are deeply inhospitable in our country right now, right? Liam Conejo, I forgot his last name, but I love his first two names. Liam Bunny was a 5-year-old kid just separated from his parents. He's now coming back to Minneapolis with his father. Yes, but over and over we see images of people separated. We know that one of the funds that's being arranged in Minneapolis is to deliver food to people who are too scared to go out to gather it because they might be caught and deported then. We also know of many deaths. Those of Renee Good and Alex Preddy weigh heavily on us. Instead of reaching out with love, when one person said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you," and another said, "You effing B," and shot her, right? We are in a time of deep inhospitality. And yet, we see the scenes of great hospitality, right? We see hundreds, thousands of people. And on my Facebook feed, it really matters to people how cold it is, that these people in Minneapolis are going out in the frigid weather, and that if you see pictures from above, you see the mist, heat, steam coming off their bodies. People are going out. People are going through neighborhoods singing a song the UU ministers sang this week at Institute, a place we go to learn. But we saw a video of people walking through residential areas, comforting scared families, singing, "Hold on, hold on, my dear ones, the dawn is coming," right? So many different songs and so many different offers of hospitality. And actual drink can be helpful. I cannot find the person I first read who told me this, but a person was out the day that Renee Good was killed, and she could just feel the palpable rage, the anger going out of control. And several women on the edge of the crowd funneled through offering tea. It's herbal tea. It has a different flavor. And she said she declined politely. Next to her, a young man started yelling at the police. And one of the women looked at her and said, "I think he needs tea." And she went up and offered it, and he said no, but he smiled and he laughed. I'm not saying we need to suppress our anger. I'm saying we need to channel it the way people are in Minnesota. We are too small to go up with tanks and pitchforks and whatever guns we might have. And it ends badly, we have seen, if you go to a protest with a gun, right? What we have is nonviolence. What we have is standing up against that, putting our bodies on the line when we can, our prayers and our presence, our tea, whatever we can do to say we resist any violent attacks on our people. So Why did I pick the guest house? Because I believe as we stand up and we reach out and we entertain angels unawares, we also have to be willing to entertain the difficult parts of ourselves. How many of you have had guests who stayed too long and smelled like fish, roughly, right? How about within yourself? There are parts of you that have lived within you far too long that keep showing up. And yet from those parts and those people, we can learn. And the version of the guest house we always read is probably not the most accurate if we go to the next slide. This is a retired UU minister. He's also a Zen Buddhist priest, Reverend James Ishmael Ford. And he introduced me to the 3 most used translation of Jalaluddin Rumi's The Guest House in the next slide. The one we use is from Coleman Barks in the middle. Coleman doesn't even speak any version of Persian, old or new, but he communicates different English versions almost like a host and the guest communicating with each other. It is a very good UU version. The other 2 add in a little more supernatural. Coleman Barks says, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness, comes as an unexpected visitor, potentially an angel, a message. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Treat them honorably. They may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond." Reynold Nicholson had a translation that adds, and it's a more accurate one, "Beware, do not say the guest is a burden to me, for presently he will fly back into non-existence. Whatsoever comes into thy heart from the invisible world is thy guest. Entertain it well, or it might disapparate, evaporate, become invisible. This is an opportunity, isn't it? When someone annoying enters your life and you don't know why they push all your buttons, isn't that some inner part of you made tangible and real, right? It is kind of a gift. It is kind of a gift. You have the opportunity to learn from that. Kabir Helminski is a Sufi sheikh in the Mevlevi order, which was started by Rumi in the 13th century. And he adds, don't say, oh, another weight is around my neck, or your guest will fly back into nothingness. If a sorrowful thought stands in the way, it is also preparing the way for joy. It furiously sweeps your house clean in order that some new joy may appear from the source. And for us Unitarian Universalists, isn't the big question, what is the source, right? I think Abraham Lincoln had one answer. In his second inaugural address, you know where I'm going, right? Talking about the better angels of our nature. What if we opened up to many parts of ourselves and then we're able to open up to the better angels, the sacred within us, what we want to share and receive from the world as host and guest in this place, right? How do we do that? How? So I want to end with another participatory event. If we go to the next slide, it's not passing the peace. I'm calling it passing the sacred. It's a lot like passing the peace. How many of you have done that in a church, right? You stand up and you say, peace be with you, or to your neighbor. And in the next slide, Maria Converse is a lifelong UU who actually teaches learning other languages. And She loves the fact that in Arabic, as many of you know, when you meet a friend, you say, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you, and they return. She said in the Muslim understanding, there are 99 names for God, at least. So you could say, peace be with you. You could say, God be with you. You could say, justice be with you. You could say, hope be with you. And so I thought, now, if you wanted to turn to a neighbor and say what sacred part you would like to share, you'd like to receive from Source. If you can't get up, just wave and yell it. I would yell at all of you, hope be upon you, grace be upon you, courage be upon all of us. So I hope for a few minutes of chaos, please turn to people near and far and tell them either peace or whatever quality you'd like to have in the world. Anyone want to share their word? I'll repeat it. Anyone on Zoom want to mute and say their word? Strength. Yes, Georgia.
Happiness be with you.
Happiness be with you. Love be upon you. Joy be upon you. Patience be upon you. Help and health? Health be upon all of us, eh? Curiosity be upon us, yes. Oh, calmness. Yes, calmness be upon us. Friendship be upon us. Resilience be upon us. Acceptance be upon us. Tenacity be upon us. Kindness be upon us. Listening and understanding and patience and courage. What else? Good humor and wonder. Curiosity, again, yes, because you can never, ever, ever have enough. May they all be upon all of us, our community, and the larger world. Thank you.
As we prepare to extinguish the chalice, it reminds me of what a fire and brimstone sermon is in the UU Church. It's a reminder that the candles are environmentally friendly. Please hear these words as we extinguish our chalice and prepare to leave this space, this sanctuary of peace, where we came to not only create our best selves, but to also do the work of creating a beloved community. We came together today as individuals, much like individual pieces of glass or pottery that are different shapes, sizes, and colors, all of which are broken, with imperfect, jagged edges, but always beautiful. While our pieces may not always have fit together neatly, it is within this sanctuary, guided by our values, that we gather together week by week to create a beautiful mosaic. May the brokenness and beauty you have found today and continue to find in one another in the weeks and years ahead create peace in this space and fill our hearts with love as we go now to serve the world and return again later to heal and create worship together once again. Thank you, Reverend Joe Von Rue, Minister of May Memorial UU Society in Syracuse, New York, and Lynette Lowe, the Executive Director of Central Louisville Community Ministries in Louisville, Kentucky, for these words, encouraging us to embrace our own jagged edges and those of others. And as soon as Jared plays his Postlude, we will have birthday cake.